Today we're diving into this incredible story about facing pure, paralyzing fear. It's about someone on an operating table for eye surgery who, in a moment of panic, discovered that some of the most ancient mental tools are also the most powerful for finding calm right in the middle of chaos.
Have you ever been really overwhelmed? You know that feeling when anxiety or fear just takes over, your thoughts start racing, and your body feels like it's not even yours anymore? It's a feeling we've all had, and it's right where our story begins today. Just imagine this for a second. You're prepped for surgery, the instruments are out, and every single instinct in your body is just screaming at you to get up and run. This was the reality for the person at the heart of our story, a moment of just absolute panic. So how did she even get to this point?
Well, before she discovered the mental framework we're about to explore, her life was pretty much dictated by whatever feeling was strongest at the moment. Decisions weren't always based on logic, but on these powerful, unexamined emotions and impulses.
And this timeline, well, it shows a really clear pattern. This wasn't her first time trying to get this eye surgery. Nope. She had tried and canceled 4 separate times. One of those times, she actually made it all the way to the operating table before getting up and walking out. Her fear was completely in the driver's seat. So, what changed? What finally broke that cycle? She discovered a new mental toolkit. And these weren't just some abstract philosophical ideas. They were practical, hands-on tools she could use to work with her own mind.
Okay, so the first tool is something called the recollection of the triple gem. The best way to think of it is like a mental anchor. When things get intense, when fear or chaos is swirling, this simple practice of chanting specific phrases brings your mind back to a safe, stable place. It's like a refuge you can access anytime, anywhere.
The second tool is this really powerful diagnostic framework, the Four Noble Truths. And look, it's not some complicated doctrine. It's actually a super simple 4-step process. Step 1, you just acknowledge the stress. What's going on? Step 2, you figure out why. What's the real cause? 3, you see that there's actually a path to peace. And step 4, you use your tools to walk that path. Simple as that.
All right, so now she's armed with these 2 powerful tools, and she goes back for the surgery one last time, totally determined to see it through.
The scene is just unbelievably tense. She's awake for the whole thing. The anesthesia is working, but she can hear everything. The hum of the machines, the sound of the laser. And that old familiar panic starts to creep back in, the exact same feeling that made her run all those other times.
And this quote is so important. The fear wasn't just a thought in her head. She says it was a physical sensation, a powerful tightness right in her chest. This is so crucial. The emotion wasn't some abstract idea. It was something she could actually feel in her body.
And this is where the training just kicks in. Instead of running from that physical feeling, she used a technique called accosting emotion. It literally means to approach and address the feeling directly. The goal isn't to fight it or get rid of it, but to just turn and face it.
Yeah, look at how this is visualized here. The emotion, that storm of fear, it shows up in the chest. And the instinct, the natural reaction, is to run. But the practice is to turn, face that storm, and just observe it. It's about being able to say, there you are, fear, without letting it become the boss. You see it, but you don't have to obey it.
And this is how she used that 4-step framework in real time. It's amazing. Step 1, she acknowledged the stress. Okay, I'm scared. My mind is totally panicking. Step 2, she identified the cause. She asked, why am I scared? And realized, it's because I'm craving a painless, perfect result. And that's the light bulb moment. The problem wasn't the surgery. It was her wanting things to be a certain way. Once she saw that craving in step 3, the fear started to lose its power. And in step 4, what does she do? She goes back to her tool, the recollection of the triple gem.
So what happened next was, well, it was profound. She didn't just survive the surgery. The whole experience totally transformed her relationship with her own mind.
Just look at this contrast. Before, her mind was this unpredictable enemy, right? A source of anxiety and torment. But after learning how to just observe it without judgment, it became an ally. It became a friend that she could finally get to know and actually work with.
And this is really the core takeaway from her whole ordeal. That inner world of our thoughts and feelings, it doesn't have to be a battlefield. It can actually be a source of strength, of companionship, if we just take the time to understand it.
So, why does this one person's story matter so much to all of us? Well, because it points to a power we all have inside us, a power we often forget to even use. You see, the operating table is just a metaphor. Your operating table might be a really tough conversation you need to have, or a huge life decision, or just a moment of intense stress at work. These tools for facing fear and understanding what's really causing our stress, they apply absolutely everywhere.
And you know what's truly incredible? This isn't some new age trend. We are talking about a mental technology that is over 2,600 years old. In our age of AI and constant digital noise, this ancient wisdom for managing our inner world is honestly more relevant than ever.
So I'll leave you with this question. Think about the biggest challenge you're facing in your life right now. What would it look like to stop running from the discomfort it causes, and instead, just for a moment, turn around and gently face it? What do you think you might learn?